So it was before the age change, and I just kept telling myself my whole life, well, when I turn 21, I'll make a decision, because it's hard for me to make decisions. And so I went to that conference. I was actually there when the age change happened, and I was turning 21 in March, and it happened in October. So it didn't really affect me too much, but it kind of pressed the issue, like, you need to decide if this is something you want to do. And I prayed about it a lot, and I didn't really get anything. And I was surprised. But I felt like God was telling me, you know, your life is going to work out if you do this. Your life is going to work out if you don't do this. So you just need to make a decision if you want to do this, which can be frustrating. So I decided it was something that I wanted to do. I didn't feel particularly like prompted to do it, but I'm very glad that I was able to go, because it definitely changed the way that I look at myself as a person and the way that I live my life. But I think that's important, that like not every girl that goes on a mission needs to feel super like God told me I have to do this. Sometimes it's just a decision that you decide you want to do it. So I decided that I wanted to do it just with my immediate family over Skype, because they're in California. And so my mission call was supposed to get in on a Wednesday. It didn't get there till Friday, which was like the worst 3 days of my life, which is fine. But yeah, I opened the mission call packet, and so my brother had gotten his call 2 weeks before to Romania, Moldova. So my parents thought, oh, well, there's no way you can like one up that. And so when I opened my mission call, the mission call actually says, like, you have been called to serve in the Adriatic North mission. And then they specify a language or a region. And so mine said, you have been called to the Adriatic North mission, Slovenian speaking, and other like local dialects or something, Slovenian region. I was fortunate because I knew where it was, because I had a friend serve there who was actually there when I got my call. And so I knew where it was. I had been there actually because my mom's from Europe. So we had like driven through there. But a lot of people don't know where it is. So they get Adriatic North Mission. They're like, huh? Like my dad thought I said on Skype Atlantic North Mission. I was like, I'm not in the ocean. But when I got it, I was like, oh, this is a really small world, because I knew someone who's serving there, and it's a very small mission. And I remember thinking, oh, that's like the coolest mission ever. I would love to go there. And then I got my call there. But yeah, I didn't feel like particularly this overwhelming, like you are meant to go there kind of thing. But I definitely felt peace about it. So it was a good experience. And I'm glad I did it like with just immediate family, because I was worried that it was going to be like something that maybe I would have like a crazy reaction to or something. So it was good to be able to feel like I could respond the way that I wanted to, you know. In the MTC, you're in the MTC for 9 weeks. I was a solo missionary, so I had a companion. She was a Croatian missionary, but it was just me in class. And that's very typical of Slovene speaking. So like if you get called Slovene speaking, there's a very high probability you'll be in a small group, whether it be 3 or 2 or just yourself. Just because there's only 8 sisters and 8 elders in the country of Slovenia. So depending on when you get your call, you might be the only one in the MTC, which is nice because you can study at your pace and you have teachers that are just catering to you. But it's also hard because you have to teach lessons by yourself. And I think God did that, at least for me, because he knew that like if I wasn't by myself, I wouldn't talk, which I needed to learn the language. But the MTC, I would definitely go back and like live there. I'm probably in the minority. I really enjoyed it, but it is hard, and especially the language, just because Slovene is a Slavic language and there's a lot of nitpicky grammar things. And so it can be really difficult. I actually know the people who are teaching there now, and I think that the system has really improved over the years as they've like tweaked it. I guess my only advice about the MTC would be not to stress as much. I stressed a lot. I wanted it to be like perfect. I wanted to learn the language like right away, and I put a lot of pressure on myself just because I was alone. And really relying on the Spirit and believing that like everything will work out. You just need to try your best, but not like kill yourself. I think that's something that can be hard to do just because it's so different and overwhelming. But I loved the devotionals, and I just felt like I grew from like 0 to 60 so fast, you know. It really is such an incubator for the Spirit there. And I didn't really have any complaints about the food or anything, but I know people who have, so everybody's their own. It's fine.